Hey squad, welcome back. Now today we're delving back into one of my absolute favorite topics when it comes to music production, and that is vocal production, vocal processing. Now I've done videos on this topic before, and in particular I've covered one of my favorite vocal plugin suites, which is the Waves CLA Vocals Plugin. You'll be able to check that one out with links in the description. However, today I'll be showcasing a brand new vocal plugin by Waves called the Waves Silk Vocal, and it's going to be available this Black Friday weekend for you to download and keep absolutely free of charge. There'll be links in the description. Now, besides giving you an overview of the plugin itself, I'll be demonstrating how you can use it to shape your vocals and how I'm combining the Silk Vocals and the CLA Vocals plugins with one or two additional tools to create a fantastic vocal chain. Well, with that said, let's dive in. Okay, so before we actually dive into the video, I just want to give a big special thanks to the amazing Alia Lara for allowing me the use of her vocal stems from her most recent single, Matthew 6:33. Thank you so much. Okay, so today I'm going to give a quick overview on how you can use this fantastic new plugin by Waves, the Silk Vocal plugin. And essentially this unit has all of the tools necessary for shaping and sculpting a fantastic vocal recording. So let's dive right in and I'll show you exactly what it does. But first of all, let me play the raw vocal without any processing.
You are all I need, and I give you all of me. You come first, more of you, less of me. I'm moving like Matthew 6:33.
Now let's switch in the plugin and then I'll show you what all of these functions are and how you can use them to shape your own vocal recording. So let's switch in the Silk Vocal, and we're going to go with this preset right here, Female Vocal Treatment, and you can find it right here under Billy Bush, Female Vocal right there. Okay, so let's have a quick listen.
You are all I need, and I give you all of me.
Okay, let's take it out.
You are all I need, and I give you all of me.
There's a lot going on when this is actually engaged. And what I would generally do is have the vocal playing back and then switch between different presets until I hear the tone that I'm really looking for. Then apply that preset and then do some sculpting from there using the parameters that we can see right here. Anyway, let me give you a quick overview on the actual unit itself, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to combine this unit along with the CLA Vocals plugin to start giving me that silky overall tone that I'm really looking for. Okay, so we're going to go back to the default setting for the plugin itself, and you can see everything is nice and flat. Now, if we were to come here and have a look at some of the presets, we've got a range of presets here, and then under all of these subcategories, look at all of this. We've got loads of different presets as starting points to get you going in terms of sculpting your vocal. First of all, we can select whether we're working with a male or female vocalist. Of course, this is a female, so that's nice and straightforward. Now, the next thing that will probably make sense to you is this whole section in the middle right here with all of these knobs and these graphs down here. Well, of course, this is the EQ section. We've got low, we've got mid and high, and we've got some range stuff down the bottom. Now, if we hover over any of these parameter dials or knobs or buttons right here, you'll see at the bottom some information pops up in the dialog box down here. For example, as I'm hovering over the low switch, we've got bypass low end processing. So if I click this, we disable the functionality of this parameter right here. Switch it back in. The other thing it says is right click to disable or enable bypasses. So if I was to right click here, you'll see all of these have been switched off. Let's right click again and we bring them back in. Now this parameter right here is kind of a low shelf parameter, which we can adjust by clicking and dragging up or down. We can solo using this, and the same thing applies for all three of these. Once again, over here, we can select the mid-range that we want to isolate, and the same with the high frequency. Up here, we've got two options. We can use this more for de-essing, or we can switch over here, and this then becomes more like a high shelf. This shows us the amount of signal being reduced between 20 Hz and 300 Hz. And this shows us what's going on in the mid-range section. We can also move these parameters around to adjust the mid-range, the top and bottom. And if we were to click and drag between here, we can adjust the entire range up or down. Now, if we click the drop down over here, we can choose the resolution of this graph. So we could go to 20 kilohertz, or we could choose 16, or we can stick to the default, which is 12 kilohertz. Over on this section, this is to do with dynamics or compression, and we can simply drag up or down. This is our main output switch. And as you can see, we've got a down arrow right here. If we click this, we've got some more controls. This right here is to engage or disable the high pass filter, which is fixed at 60 hertz. Now the speed and the makeup relate to the dynamics processing, how quickly the dynamics processing is taking place, fast or slow, and how much makeup gain is being added back to the signal. Precision is more to do with the Q of the equalizer. We can adjust the width of the bell curves to give us a more sharp or more smooth tone to the vocal. And I'm sure if you've used an EQ before or you've used a compressor before, this will all make sense. The final two things that I want to show you right here is the noise gate. When you engage the noise gate, it will remove unwanted background noise in between vocal phrases. And finally, the mix knob. This of course determines the mix between the input signal and the processed signal that comes out of this system. And that's it in a nutshell. Remember, if I'm bringing you value, don't forget to like the video. It's the best way of you supporting the channel. It's absolutely free to do, and it just helps me to bring you more quality content. Anyway, back to the video. Now, I've done a video before on the CLA Vocal Plugin, which I've already said is one of my favorite plugins to use on vocals. Really simple, intuitive, and great results very, very quickly. Today, we're going to combine these two fantastic plugins together. I'm going to start with a silk vocal in front, shaping the tone of the vocals. This time, I'm going to go for the Raw to Pro preset, which you would find right here, the fifth option down in the list. And over here on the CLA vocals, I've got it pretty much on the default setting, one or two minor adjustments. But let me bring them in one at a time and listen to how the vocals are being transformed. So let's start with the raw vocal first, then we'll bring in the silk vocal, and then we'll bring in the CLA vocals.
You are all I need, and I give you all of me.
Now the silk vocal.
You are all I need, and I give you all of me.
Okay, and now for the CLA vocals combined with the silk vocals.
You are all I need, and I give you all of me.
Wow, what a transformation. Imagine that in a mix. Now there's a couple more things I want to show you right here. Now I've got these vocals going through to a vocal bus, and on the bus, I've got this lovely plugin right here, the Scheps Omni Channel 2. And again, I'm using one of the presets right here, the air vocals. Now let's have a quick listen to how this transforms the vocals. Let's bypass first of all.
You are all I need.
Okay, now let's bring it in.
You are all I need.
Do you hear how beautifully the top end of the vocal is shaped and that breathiness is being brought forward?
You are all I need, and I give you all of me.
Oh, lovely. And the last one I'm going to bring in right here is this one, the Abbey TG Mastering plugin, and I'm using the vocal sweetener on this. Now let's hear this all together with the background vocals as well. Wow, incredible. Now, if you're finding value in what I'm doing right here, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave me a comment as well. It's always great hearing from you. And check out my channel for other videos I've done on vocal processing. Now remember, the Silk Vocal plugin will be available for you to download and keep absolutely free of charge over this Black Friday weekend. Links will also be in the description for you to download and try out the CLA vocals and these other plugins I've used right here, so you can test them out on your vocal productions and see if they add that richness that I'm experiencing right here. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this one, and until next time, I'm Deuce, I'm out. Peace.